Oh yes. Oh yes. I have become Bo, destroyer of land. Yeah, what's up everybody? FANCRAFT, it's Bo here. How's it going? There's been some serious terraforming that has been going on. And I don't just mean this over here, which of course is a big part of it, but as you can see, that was a terrible takeoff. I have mostly terraformed this whole area. I mean, obviously there's some patches here and here to accommodate for what has been Will's epic AT-AT addition to the Star Wars district. That thing looks awesome. Well chosen there, Will. I think it looks really great. And I love when you're right here, just that look. It just adds to the whole kind of life of this area with the AT-AT hovering treacherously above the shield generator. It looks great. I love it. So I've terraformed this coast, or at least begun to terraform this coast, and I'm thinking what I'll probably do is, I might push this back a little bit more, but kind of continue the beach on the other side of the ice as well, and maybe remove these trees, or at least change up some of these trees to make them more of like custom palms to give more of the beachy effect, because this whole area from basically back here-ish onward to the Avengers Tower is going to all be the Pirate District. That's right. This is all going to be the Pirate District. Now, the idea is that when the time comes, which it certainly has not yet, people will be able to either create islands in this area, or they'll be able, if they want to build something off the coast but connected to the water, they could do a port of some sort. They can create ships in the water. There's all kinds of things that we can do. But basically, each of us is going to have kind of an area or a build that wants to participate in this area, because this area is going to have different rules than all the other districts like we've seen before. In fact, different rules for new districts is going to be kind of a theme for what's coming once we get done with, well, that thing right there. More on that in a second. But as I say, I have been doing some terraforming. I've extended out our kind of land over here so that it looks a little bit more natural. I don't know if it's lag or what, but my rocket speed has just been all over the place today. But yeah, there we go. I extended out this kind of land right here to make it a little bit more natural in terms of creating a coast. That red line will probably go away. Well, I mean, okay, it'll definitely go away. But what I mean is that what it communicates now might no longer be the case. Originally, it was like, okay, that's the district. But based off of some of the conversations that I've been having with the crafters and what they want this district to be, and even what potentially our big team build will be for this district, we may need to get rid of this line and push it much further back, as this kind of stone line right here communicates. A lot more on that in the future, but I thought I'd just kind of showcase, because there has been a lot of terraforming going on. Not the best, I will admit. These lines are kind of janky. I need to like maybe jut this out a little bit to make it look a little bit more natural and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah. Anyway, terraforming off screen, but now shown on screen, so it counts. Now, after last week, I got to imagine many of you are interested in knowing where we are with the upcoming Sith Assassin games. And I've been debating exactly how to handle that, because on the one hand, I definitely want to showcase my progression to becoming the Lord of the Sith, or at least the apprentice to the Lord of the Sith, so that, I mean, you know, I know that like only two there are, but let's be real, there can only be one. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to where that's going to go, and I think that's going to be a blast. But I don't want to give away who I have, because, you know, if you've been watching me for some time, you know I'm not very good with PvP. I'm actually pretty terrible with PvP. So keeping the secret of who I'm going to assassinate is going to be fairly important. It'll be interesting. But I am very eager to see who the Dark Lord of the Sith has for me. Oh my goodness, look! Oh, okay. So Snow has entered the fray here with a new build in the Tolkien district, and she is doing something very similar to what I had in mind for this area. But I'm so glad that it's her, because she's so much better at this than me. She's making an int. Look at this. This is great. Oh, I'm so excited for this. This is going to be great. Oh, we have needed this. We've actually needed an int in the Tolkien district for a while, and I love that she's doing this. Okay, that's going to be a cool one to keep an eye on. See, this is the great thing. What? Oh, and look at this. We got a new Hobbit hole. 3 diamonds per stack of ore. Oh, okay. Ooh, selling some ore. I like this. And some dirt and stone. Actually, the city might be picking up some of this for what we're going to be working on today at the Jedi Temple. Ooh, an ancient debris for sale too. Okay, this is I don't even know whose shop this is. This is great. We are going to want to help them out a little bit on this little pathway to make it a little bit more naturally connected with everything else. But such is the job of the city manager, is to make it all work. The other thing too is we don't want too many straight lines here in Tolkien Town. We want them to be kind of like naturally winding type lines, you know what I mean? So we kind of just mess this up a little bit on their behalf. Kind of a little bit more of a natural curvish to some extent. We need to get some stone pebbles in there, and we'll add that. And yeah, that'll be really good. Might even add a little bit of a lantern right here too, to just kind of help this pop. We want our new hobbit to do good business here, and we want to make sure that they're making sales. This is great. This is awesome. Okay. FANCRAFT is just the best. You know, I literally had a dream about FANCRAFT last night. I don't know. This has been such an awesome season. It has been, and I mean, we're far from it being over. Obviously, we're talking about future districts and everything else, but you look at like the fact that we're even moving into this, you know, getting close to the next phase of FANCRAFT with all of the first 3 districts getting filled up with everything. It's just so cool. It's just so cool. I'm so proud of what everybody has built and been a part of. And oh my goodness, I'm so excited for what comes next too. But this right here, this massive behemoth of a big team build, yowza. The great thing is that the FANCRAFTers have been working in the background to gather the end bricks. And obviously we're going to need a ton. Like I can burn through those in like 5 seconds and not even make a dent in the central tower really. And now that all 4 towers are mocked up, I'm definitely thinking that we're going to just commit to the height of the pyramid that we've got. I think it looks good. I think it makes sense. And, you know, we're going for more of a stylized approach as everything in Minecraft. And so I think this works. I really do. I think it adds to the height and the massiveness of everything. There's room for all the towers. And yeah, I think this is going to work just fine. So as you can see, I have started to mess around with some concepts for what this kind of top level might look like. Now, if you're going strictly based off of images you may see from the Jedi Temple, then you're going to see like, okay, it looks very similar color scheme wise on the top that it does on the bottom. But I think for ours, we need to break it up a little bit. For one thing, we need the end bricks up here more than anything else. But also, I do think it's nice to have kind of, I don't know, some differentiation in color. Like we could go with more of a gray motif with even this top portion, but I think the terracotta makes everything pop a little bit more. And if we kind of push that back with a little bit more kind of layered designs here, I don't know. I just like it. We also need a little bit of greenery, right? Like we're going to want some life to some extent up here as well. Now, it might be kind of cool to actually push down a little bit in some of this so that you have kind of this main walkway that's kind of leveled, and then you have kind of like gardens that are a little bit hidden kind of below. But at the same time, it's already a lot of work. And we feel like there's so much more that we want to do beyond just this build. So, you know what I mean? Like it's, to some extent, we just got to get some things finished. I do like the idea of trees being up here though. Like there being some kind of, especially cherry blossoms. I don't want them over the edge because I don't want them visible from the side. But maybe like right around here, kind of doing a couple of cherry blossoms kind of lining up into the central tower would be really, really great. So there's a lot of fun things we can do. And nothing that you're seeing right now is permanent. Like I said, this is just really mocking up, experimenting with grass, with flowers, with some different textures, and just trying to figure out what feels right for the Jedi Temple up here, which, oh my, you don't feel right. Look at, someone's trying to execute Order 66. No! I'm fine. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, there's a lot to do. So the big question is, what do we focus on today? Because I want to make some significant progress here. As much as it's great to see the towers like, you know, mocked up, I'm really ready to see them in full form, especially because getting them built up with the bricks is just the beginning. We also need to add some detailing and some texturing as well, especially on that central tower in particular. We got to do these wings out to the side, and not to mention, The meeting room as a whole hasn't been touched since we really built this. And this needs pillars going on either side that has to be glassed up with texture running around the side as well. I've said it before. I will say it again. This is the largest project that we have ever undertaken here on FANCRAFT and on any of the craft series, really. And so this is, yeah. I must admit I'm going to miss it a little bit once it's all filled in, just because I do like falling down and falling through all the various like circles and lines, and it just looks ridiculous. Yeah, I'm going to miss you, Jedi Temple. Hey! Oh, no. All right. I won't miss that. I have died a lot of times like that. I'm not going to lie. And just to drive it home, just how many end bricks we need, I am down to my last 2, and voila. Okay, well, all right. No, that's actually legit right there. But that's technically just the back. That's all it did. Like literally right there. That stretch is basically all of the stock that we had for end bricks for right now. So the good news is I just talked to Fox, and Fox is going to be helping out, I think, both gathering and helping to build up these towers, which is great. Because, as you can see, I've kind of laid out the parameters for the central all the way from the base to the top. With these guys, I've got the circles on the bottom portion, which is substantial, but I haven't quite figured out the circles for the portions going up. So we just have to kind of build up the base and get to where we need to be. It's going to be great. It's definitely going to be great. But I'm thinking from an accountability standpoint, I need to start with the back. Okay, like I'm being serious about this, because think about this. If we were to focus on these front 2 towers and get the central one going, the reality is as you get further and further away, those back ones just aren't even in range. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna see those from down here, not really, especially once these are built, because you're not gonna be able to see through them. And so there's going to be like this mindset of like, oh, psychologically speaking, it's done, but no, it's not. It's not done. It's not going to be done. So from an accountability standpoint, we're going to start from the back and work our way to the front. This is my theory. We'll see how best it holds up. Because the other factor too is it's a group build. Like I'm counting on, I need you crafters. I need all of you to help me. Because it's so much placing blocks. Oh no, not again. It's just so much placing of blocks. That's just like all it is. That's all it ever is. It's just placing the blocks. These are the Jedi trials. You know what I mean? Like this is it. This right here. These are the Jedi trials. We're on our way to help. We're on our way to become Sith assassins and do the Sith trials. But yeah, no, the Jedi trials. It's right here. It all comes down to the resilience, the patience, the endurance that comes from laying every single brick of the Jedi Temple. Okay, so some time has passed. A lot of time has passed. And we've been doing the thing. We've been laying the bricks. And as you can see, significant progress has been made. But what you can probably kind of tell, but you're about to see in full, is that actually a lot of progress has been made. Look at that. We got, ladies and gentlemen, the temple grounds all laid out. This was a massive project, just getting this design figured out and then getting it filled in and then getting all the stone and then getting the walkways. And not only that, you're noticing that there's some lights here. See the lights? We all see the lights, right? See the lights? Yeah, these lights work with the sun because we got a whole redstone situation going on right here. Yeah, that's right. Boom, boom, boom. And all the way down on either side. Yeah, we got a whole redstone thing going. So this bad boy lights up at night. It looks great. And it's interesting, right? Because like right now, what does it look like down here? It's so cool actually to look at it from underneath. That's pretty sweet. So like I said, like this whole design took a little bit of time. And honestly, there was just so many different moving parts. There was just everything just took so long. It just took so long. Because not only that, we got the bottom portion of all 4 of the surrounding towers done and a little bit of mock-up work done here for the, kind of these little edge pieces right here. We're not going to touch those today. We're done. We're done with the building. Well, we're not totally done with the building. There's one more little finishing touch I want to put on this bad boy for today. But my goodness gracious, this looks awesome. So, little bit of some thought here, right? Like, basically, I was kind of inspired by some of the things we did back on Earth 2, where with our big team builds, we wanted them to be functional bases. Now, that hasn't been really something that we've done in a while, but I thought, you know what, why not? Why not try to like add a couple of additional functionality to the big team builds? And so I, needed to fill up space, wanted to add some life and greenery, decided to add farms. We got a potato farm, a beet farm, we got a wheat farm, and a carrot farm. And all of them are great. It would be really cool, if we got some villagers up here to actually farm them, just to give some added life, maybe even like put in the towers some rooms though they go in at night, that sort of deal. At the moment, I've got some barrels just for like harvesting should we ever want to actually harvest all this stuff, but for the most part it's mainly here just for the look. This is on kind of the flanking either side of the mid tower here, but on the front and back we have this beautiful garden right here. It's nothing overly elaborate, but it's also not too minimalist either. Like, it's a little bit of a balance of both. And balance is really what we're going for. We're talking about a Jedi Temple. That should all be about balance, I think. These trees are kind of large bushes or whatever you want to call them. These kind of took some doing. I went through several different iterations with them. At one point had, the full cherry tree, and then I tried a couple of custom things. I even experimented with what if I had one tree representing the light, one representing the dark, and then the middle tree would be representing balance, and kind of take a mortise approach to the three. But ultimately I couldn't quite make them look right. And I don't think the Jedi would be about that. You know what I mean? The Jedi are definitively aligned with the light. And so I don't think that they would choose to have some sort of, shrine to the dark side of the Force here on the temple. It just didn't make sense. Now, that being said, as we know, the dark side shrouds everything. So we know that, we've got a Sith Lord who is somewhere here in FANCRAFT. Somewhere on Earth 4, there's a Sith Lord who's got us all doing their bidding, right? We're all trying to become Sith assassins. I think we've still got a few more days of the kind of application process, so we don't yet know who we're after. But as I recall, the Jedi Temple itself, and this was recently pointed out in Discord, is built atop of a Sith temple. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this temple must be somehow on top of the Sith temple that we found last episode. So here's what I'm thinking. Okay, I think it would be cool if over here to the side, right? Like, this is way off. Yeah. So over on this side, this is, the pirate district area. We're going to clear all this stuff out and all that kind of good stuff. But what if kind of tucked away behind all these trees, we had this little entrance to what could presumably be the Sith temple? And don't get me wrong, we're not going to dig all the way down and just go like crazy trying to find this thing. Although admittedly, I didn't take any kind of I didn't really take note of the coordinates while I was down there. That probably actually would have been a really good idea. But my thought process is maybe there's kind of there's been some kind of explosion or a break-in, if you will, at the Jedi Temple that leads us down to where the Sith Temple could potentially be. Of course, that's assuming my theory is right at all, which would be that this, if we open up another portal, that it will ultimately take us to the Sith Temple. Or at least, this is my theory. This is completely untested. This is completely untested. This very well may not work. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see if this works. If this works, surely this gets me some kind of cred with the Sith Lord, right? One imagines this has to do something. What? No! Marvel District? No! Oh, come on! This is the Marvel District. Nobody tell the Sith Lord, okay? Nobody tell the Sith Lord. That definitely didn't work. Basically what we need to do is we just kind of need to put it out there for the Sith Lord to let them know if they wanted to create an overworld connective path to the Sith Temple that's kind of hidden and all that kind of other good stuff and everything else, then they could feel free to come over here and dig and do what they need to do. I don't want to mess with what they've got. I don't want to, I'm I'm intimidated. All right. I want to be on the good side of the Sith Lord because there's currently sitting on my netherite throne and that's mine. So we're going to have to, we got to play the game. We got to play the game. And oh my goodness, I'm getting hunted down. But there you have it. All things considered, we've made an insane amount of progress this week. There's the building up of the towers. There's some detailing that I need to do, especially on the base of the central tower. And then there is some more fine tuning the detailing on the top, but that's not going to be a ton. Y'all, we're close. We're very, very close. I cannot wait to have this thing done. This has been such a crazy, crazy build. That is going to do it for us for this week. But until next time, goodbye.